Stop scraping your whole business every time something doesn't go perfectly. You don't need to start over. You need to refine, because CEOs don't build from scratch every time they get feedback. They make macro adjustments that leads to massive growth. Refinement is your glow up strategy. Welcome to From Corporate to CEO, hosted by the Power Move Collective. I'm your host, Nandy B, and this is your daily podcast that proves that you don't have to resign in order to rise. Here, ambitious women like yourself learn how to leverage your paycheck, your skills, and your corporate career to launch and grow your own business. And in just 10 minutes every day, I'll share power moves that will turn your 9-to-5 into your greatest investor. Make sure, however, that you hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. With that said, let's get on with today's episode. Welcome back to another episode. We are trucking along this week talking about the power of proof over perfection. This whole week, you've been doing the work. You've defined your MVO, your minimum viable offer. You've tested it with real people. You've learned how to gather and process feedback without taking it personally. Now today, we're going to talk about what comes next, the part that transforms data into direction. This episode is apropos called Refine, Don't Reinvent. This is your MVP glow up, okay? Because I know how easy it is to think that maybe this isn't working. Maybe I should start completely with a new offer. Or I need to pick a totally new niche. And I'm telling you because I know from experience. I have been through it and I'm going through it, honey. 9 out of 10 times, you don't need new ideas. You just need a better version of the one you already have. Because you're not building from zero, you are building from pre-existing experience. And that is what today's framework is all about. We are going to be talking about the rules for refinement. These are the 3 CEO rules of refinement. The first one, keep what resonates. The second one, simplify what confused people. And the third one, rename and reframe. These are the principles that will help turn what you have learned from testing into an improved, more powerful version of your offer. And you will do so without burning everything down and starting all over. Now, let's walk through these one at a time, because if you master this skill, you will never feel stuck again. You always know how to adjust, how to improve, and how to keep moving forward, okay? Now, let's talk about the first CEO rule of refinement. You keep what resonates. This first rule helps you keep what is working. When you review your feedback from your pilot or your test offer, some things clicked. Clients said things like, that example was so helpful, or that part really gave me clarity, or I love that process you used. These things will resonate. That is alignment. The mistake most people make is that they ignore what works because they're confused about what didn't work. But your job is to build on your strengths. If people responded to your style, if they responded to your stories or your structure, keep it. That is your brand voice forming right there. In fact, this is how most corporate innovations work. They find what customers love the most about a beta product, then they double down on that one thing. So don't reinvent the whole thing. Enhance the part that you believe worked the best. Now, let's talk about the second CEO rule of refinement. Simplify what confused people. Here's something every successful business owner learns. Confusion isn't rejection. It's just a signal. When someone says, I really didn't get that part, or I wasn't really sure how this worked, that's not failure. That's an opportunity to make it clearer, to make it faster, or to make it simpler. Maybe your messaging needs to be a little bit more direct, right? Maybe your pricing structure needs more clarity, or maybe your delivery process could be easier to navigate. This is your opportunity to simplify it, to clarify it, so that you can create conversions. So I want you to think of your business like a process flow at work. If one step keeps slowing you down, you don't cancel the project, you fix the bottleneck. That's exactly what refinement is. Smooth out the edges so that people can say yes with ease. Now, let's talk about the third CEO rule of refinement. Rename and reframe. Sometimes your offer isn't broken, it's just misunderstood. You might have a great program, but it's not connecting because the title, the description, or the promise doesn't communicate the transformation clearly enough. This is rebranding, right? We're taking the same solution, we're giving it a better story. For example, if Career Confidence Bootcamp didn't land, maybe Speak Up and Get Seen workshop will work better. If, for example, Executive Presence Coaching feels too abstract, try the Promotion Power Hour. So it's not about tricking people, it's about making your message very obvious. You need to clarify the sale. Complication is going to repel your potential customers. But sometimes when you rename or you reframe, you don't just refresh an offer, you even re-energize yourself. Because let's be honest, sometimes the refinement you need isn't just your business, it's your mindset, okay? Refinement is what builds mastery. Every test, every client, every piece of feedback is giving you the raw materials to create a sharper, a cleaner, and a more magnetic version of your business. So don't throw away the foundation if it isn't perfect yet. That's like quitting the gym after your first workout. You, my darling, are evolving, and that evolution is what makes your business CEO level. Now, let's end with the power move of today. I want you to take all of your MVO notes, all of your feedback, take all of your client responses and the lessons from last week and circle 3 things. The first one is, what was one thing that worked beautifully? This is what you keep. The second thing is, what is one thing that confused people? This is what you simplify. The third thing that I want you to do is, what was one thing that needs to be refreshed with a new name or a reframe? Make these 3 tweaks today, then share the updated version publicly. I want you to post about it. I want you to tell your audience and show your process, because the moment you refine out loud, you stop hiding and you start leading. Thank you so much for joining me today on From Corporate to CEO. If you loved what you heard today, please subscribe to the show and visit us at powermovecollective.com. And if you are ready to start taking action, here are two great options. You can download our free Safe Start Blueprint. It's on our website and the link is also in the description below. However, if you, my darling, are ready to take action and say goodbye to corporate America for good, join us in the Business Plan Mastermind that is kicking off on January 12th, 2026.